Alright guys, this is Bob and I'm back again. This time we're going to be going through the Homage Studios Swimsuit Special. Back in the day, they would do swimsuit comics because I think one of the big selling points of comics were the hot women. Marvel had a swimsuit edition that I know I may have around here, and I'll do a video on that in the future. I remember certain pictures of like the X-Men drawn by Jim Lee, or certain pictures of drawn by like Will Patashio and the hot artist at the time drawing swimsuit, people in swimsuits. I remember an odd picture of the Punisher wearing like a little Speedo with a skull imprint on the front. So I know that exists somewhere, and I believe I've seen a video or two of other people showing that. But if anything, we're going to get some okay work here. Now, they did a bad choice of putting this dark purple print on this. That's not something that stands out, but we have artwork from Jim Lee, Will Patashio, Mark Silvestri, Scott Williams, and more. Okay, so let's have a look here. All right, then we got a list of the people that it's starring, and we have a few pictures over here that you can see. But we have Ballistic, Coda, the Cybernary, Cyblade, Deathblow, Diva, Emp, Fahrenheit, Fuji, Gnome, Julie, Mary, Mother May I, Razor, Red, Ripclaw, Slag, Stansfield, Synergy, Velocity, Void, Voodoo, Winter, and Zealot. Okay. I'm not sure Emp was a selling point to have in a swimsuit edition. Or maybe it was. I'm just kind of happy we're not seeing Troll in this. All right. Okay, so yeah, here we go. This is an awesome picture by Chiodo and Williams. I think Williams is the one that had drawn this, and then it was colored by Chiodo. So yeah, that's a pretty good picture of Voodoo right there. Well, it does say Bodacious Bikini by Joe Chiodo. So maybe Joe Chiodo had penciled this and Williams just inked it. And then here we go. We have Emp here, or Lord Emp, wearing festive flowered Bermudas. Gets a mug full and an eye full. Julie Suit by Victor Bridges for Imagewear. All right. Here we go with Velocity. And what would look like a classic pose from, an old swimsuit edition, or, maybe a Playboy magazine. Here we go with, I know that this Scott Clark drew this because I remember liking his art style. I don't know what happened to Scott Clark, but I remember he was drawing Stormwatch, I believe it was. So we have Diva and Fuji here from Stormwatch. Right? That's not bad artwork. Okay. Cully Hamner is the artist on this one. Okay. That's okay. I didn't know who that person was. Here we have, who's the artist on this one? Sorry, let's check this out here. Oh, this was Brett Booth. So this was early Brett Booth, who has gotten much better at the time, as of now, than he was back then. So that's kind of wild to see. I love seeing some of the early artwork and how those people evolved. This one is Victor Bridges. I don't know what Victor Bridges drew before. I think this could have been the only thing I had ever seen Victor Bridges draw before, was this. And it says Lunchtime Wild Style, a resourceful Coda sports a purple high-cut two-piece. So it's just one of the Coda, which I think she belonged to. Okay. And so here we go again. This was Scott Clark. And I feel like this whole picture here was taken from some model. Again, maybe from a swimsuit thing here. This was by Scott Williams, and I got to tell you, I love Scott Williams' art. I think he does a very good job when he's penciling and inking, and it looks pretty good. And this is Zealot here from the Wildcats. Yeah, so that's pretty good. I like that. Let me get some of that glare off of there. Okay, and then we have some early J. Scott Campbell, which is just listed here as Jeffrey Scott. So that's pretty interesting. But you can tell that J. Scott Campbell thing, he was very big on very, very long, lanky, curvy legs. They always curved in a weird way, like he hadn't figured out exactly how that worked yet. But then when he did figure it out, became just an awesome artist. Odd coloring choice here. I remember seeing this a long time ago and just wondering, why are her boobs red? It's the only thing on her red. Maybe they forgot to fix the coloring here or something like that. Maybe there was just an odd thing when they were doing a digital color. I don't know, but it's just weird that that is there in that manner. It's kind of wild. Like I said, it's a hard time trying to get this. I don't have a ring light yet, but I do have one on its way, and we'll have it in a day or two. And that should clear up a lot of that. But yeah. All right. Very, very good art from Mark Silvestri. Mark Silvestri is just one of the best artists out there, and I think everyone agrees with me when I say that, or I'm agreeing with everyone else, whichever way you want to look at it. But he was just also just so awesome at drawing women. He knew exactly how to do that. Here we have another Scott Williams piece of artwork. Awesome. Love the whole thing. If you ask me, it just appears that her head was just a little too small. Her head is smaller than his head. It looks like they're standing on the same plane. And, the human head, the thing, I think, being in the same, at the same distance, their head should be of similar size, but hers is so small that it makes her body look larger. And that was just a thing that they did in the 90s with drawing people to make them look larger. They drew the heads smaller. Okay, obvious Will Spartaccio here, inked by Scott Williams. This is just an awesome picture. I love it. I've always been a huge fan of Will Spartaccio. His artwork, again, I'm going to be going through his X Factor thing. That's what I was when I was introduced to his artwork with a nice apocalypse story that they had. And we have a nice painting here of Void in her reflective. So to me, the silver is a suit, so it seems weird that she would have that and just put a bikini bottom on. But I guess because it's a swimsuit issue, if you were going to show her, you had to have the bikini bottom. Also, if you removed the suit, would Void have any kind of definitive properties that you would look at her and say, okay, that's definitely Void. Okay. Here's some artwork by Joe Phillips for a character named Winter. I'm not sure who Winter is or where he came from. Okay. We have another picture of Voodoo here by Adam Hughes. We all know Adam Hughes. He had just the perfect signature here for that. And he was also known for drawing women. Okay. And then here we go. We have Jim Lee. All right. Drawing Fahrenheit. Okay. Yep, that's just an awesome double page spread there. So, of course, they'll save that for Jim Lee. Even like, the rock formation thing that's going around there. I know it's not supposed to be, but it kind of looks like it was an alien world or something. So, yeah, that's an awesome piece right there. Here we have Cybernary by, again, Jeffrey Scott, which was J. Scott Campbell, is how we know him now. And actually, I think that's a pretty awesome picture. I remember... I think I bought the first issue of Cybernary, and I kind of enjoyed it, although I think the story was a little confusing or incomprehensible. Like, I think even the writers were like, we had no idea what we were doing with this, but the idea of it was pretty good to me. I like that. Here we have Scott Clark again, which looks so much different than the other Scott Clark artwork we saw in the same issue. So, it seems very weird to me. And again, this one seems like, I hate to accuse people of like doing that, but perhaps it was traced or he just, heavily used reference in order to get this pose. You just see here, there's something off about it. Okay. Picture of Velocity by Brett Booth. And again, we're seeing early Brett Booth here. Brett Booth became just an awesome artist. And it's not bad here what he has going on, but he has not developed his style yet. Okay. And then here we have another Mark Silvestri. Just love Mark Silvestri artwork. He knows what he's doing. The hair here is gorgeous. It's just that cool crinkled up kind of hair or whatever. He even actually drew Ripclaw looking pretty good in his loincloth, it looks like. Okay. And then here we go again. We have Joe Chiodo with an awesome picture of Ballistic. Awesome weapon. He knew what to do with guns and such in this. And again, inked by Scott Williams. Okay. And then here we have another Scott Clark image. And as you can see here, way different from the picture we just saw. So, it's a little weird, inconsistent with the art. This seems more like what Scott Clark would normally do, as opposed to what we saw in that one image. So, again, I'm not sure exactly what happened there. Right? Okay, so, it says here it's from the Savage Island. I believe this is, so, that's a Coda and, Slag and Gnome. So I don't actually know where those characters came from. That must have been a book I didn't collect, so I'm not actually sure. But again, the artwork is Brett Booth, and I think we can see that here. He did great work on this character, and then back here, this guy is just kind of just gets lost in the background. We have Mother May I here by Jason Pearson. So Jason Pearson, I believe, was the artist on a Savage Dragon miniseries that I have, and I will be doing a video on those in the future. But yeah, he does pretty decent artwork. I like that. Oh, and then we have a list of we have caricatures here of the characters, or not characters, but people that work for Homage Studios. And then here we have this showing you who those people are. Okay, you get to match them here, play a match game thing so that you know who they are. All right. And there we go. That was it. That was the... Oh, here we go. We have another Mark Silvestri on the back cover here of, I believe it's Psyblade. Psyblade, who, come on, it's Psylocke. Same color scheme, same powers, I believe. Even though I believe she's just supposed to be cybernetic and not just like telekinetic or whatever. But just some awesome artwork there, because that's what you get from Mark Silvestri all the time. All right. So that was Homage Studios swimsuit special from Image Comics. And I hope you liked this video. If you did, please hit like. If you want to see more, hit subscribe. I am a comic book artist, and I'm trying to get my name out there while I complete the comic Ghost Girl that I'm currently working on. When that comic is complete, I will run a Kickstarter in order to get funds to print the book for, for people to get. If you're interested, hit subscribe so that you can keep up with that information. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.